Hello, everyone. We're here. My name is Chevy the Superstar, to be exact.
And I'm Toya. And this is.
Oh, girl, I thought you was about to put more on your name.
I didn't want to go there because I got too many AKAs. AKA Toya, AKA TT, AKA Toy Toy, AKA your girl, AKA Point of View Finder, AKA.
And this is delayed reaction to Snaps in a Circle because
Yeah.
my reactions were delayed. Where we give you the movie news that you can use.
And the movie reviews you can't refuse.
Now let's get to getting because
Let's get
we're
me going
having
and
too
going
much
and going.
fun.
Yeah, this is what happens when we just
Oh,
have.
your service is choppy in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. All the same. Um, so I do have some movie news for y'all today. It's not a lot. There's a lot going on in the world right now, you know. Oh, and I can't see any of this. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm ready. Ba 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 ba. Movie news. All right. So if you tuned in when we was live on the Instagram, then you know that Harlem has been renewed for a second season. Um, and Atlanta's fourth season will be the last.
For the land.
Mm-hmm. So last week we were talking about Star Trek 4 being made and how they were trying to see if they could get everyone to come back. Well, this week we can confirm that everyone is coming back. Ooh, this is exciting. Hey, Aaron. Trailer for Upload Season 2 dropped this week and it comes out on March 11th on Amazon Prime. And if you're not watching it, you should watch it. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I got picked up for a second season.
Mm-hmm.
Usually most Amazon Prime shows do get picked up for a second season though.
It seems like they do. It seems like they do.
But most of them don't go past a fourth. So
Yeah.
Ozark Season 4 Part 2 premieres on April 29th on Netflix.
Oh shoot. That show's still going strong.
I don't even watch that. I ain't never watched it. Really, Pepper?
Hey, Aaron,
Live your life. Live your life, girl. Making all that noise. Netflix Marvel shows will be available on Disney Plus. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm yelling because I'm fighting against my dog and her bottle that she eating right now.
Just can't help.
Netflix Marvel shows will be available on Disney Plus Canada in March. Is unknown for us in the US of the A's. Yeah. I wasn't watching them though. I had already watched them. Well, I didn't finish Jessica Jones because I heard it was gonna get canceled, and I didn't finish The Punisher because I heard it was gonna get canceled.
Oh damn!
What's the point?
What's the point?
Like, what's the point? There's no
what's the point? You ain't about to get me all started.
Fred Hissinger from White Lotus will be in the Craven the Hunter movie as a chameleon. I think that is a Marvel movie or a DC movie. I didn't look it up. Movie posters for The Secrets of Dumbledore dropped this week.
Hey, looking fire.
Trailer for live action Fairly Odd Timmy Turner All Grown Up, Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder series that is coming to Paramount Plus looked weird, but I still laughed. I still laugh though, so now I want to watch it. It still made me laugh. It still made me laugh. And they didn't change their theme song.
They didn't. I give them that. Congratulations for holding on to something.
Because I'm apprehensive about watching the Proud Family because I heard the new theme song.
Oh, really? Is it like that?
It ain't what it's not. How you gonna have Beyonce, Solange, Kelly, and Michelle on a track and change it and put some little girl I don't even know who that is singing on it?
You can't get that up.
And then she changed the flow up. What?
I haven't heard it. I can't bring myself to hear that. I don't know.
It's like, Proud Family. What you and me will lovers be tied. Everything, and every time. I don't like it.
No. Why they do that?
I don't know why they did that.
Why they do that?
Okay. Tom Brady will star in a road trip comedy.
Tom Brady as in the football player, Tom Brady?
Yes.
Okay. Guess we gotta do something in retirement.
Well, that's the pressing things that he had to address.
I guess so.
Aaron Pierre has been added to the cast of Blade. I forgot to look up what he has been in.
Yeah, sorry, I was about to say, like, who is that?
He's a black man.
Okay.
He's a black man. He looks familiar, but I did forget to look up his information.
Yeah.
Netflix announces 4 new Dave Chappelle comedy specials.
Damn, fool!
Yeah, 4.
Check.
Oh man, now I want to look at this Aaron Pierre man.
Right.
Let me look him up.
Is that the one that everybody's going crazy on? Who kind of look like Mustafa or something like that? Like he looks like a lion. Like he has. Like,
he does. He does look like. He does. Yeah, okay.
I said that name sounds familiar, and I've been seeing it pop up a lot.
He was in the Underground Railroad show. And he was on Krypton. He was in that movie Old. I wonder if he playing a vampire. He should, because he looks like he got a nice little vampire look going on.
He definitely has the look, like he definitely.
But he do look like Scar. Like I'm looking at this picture,
Scar,
he look like Scar. He definitely look like Scar. Like he is definitely showing me Scar live action.
Yes.
Human being type stuff. Okay. Anyway, so production has begun on The Boogeyman, a new feature film adaptation of Stephen King's short story. And that's it, guys.
What?
Yeah. We got semi to no movie news you can use.
Well, I could have found that myself.
It ain't my fault. Shit. I was digging. I was reading articles and I was trying to find some stuff.
Get it.
But then I was going down rabbit holes and watching my own shit.
Yeah, before you know, you're
Killing
like,
Eve. Well, I can say this. Killing Eve come out on the 27th, and so does The Equalizer, and Jada Pinkett is gonna be on the episode of The Equalizer.
That's exciting. The girls are back at it.
And something else come out tomorrow, but now I can't remember what it is. And I feel like it's something with black people, and I cannot remember what it is. I can't remember. But anyway,
I'm trying to remember. I can't even remember.
I can't remember. Maybe the Batman come out tomorrow. Maybe it doesn't.
Ooh, I'm excited about that.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I really can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. That was movie news on the fly. See how good that goes. All right. That was movie news. Yeah.
All right, man. The the quickest month in the year, coming to an end. Our last Thursday with Black directors only. We got Inside Man, directed by Spike Lee. This movie came out in 2006. It's definitely like your classic, has the remnants of your classic like bank heist thriller, but with a little bit of Spike Lee pizzazz on it. A police detective and a bank robber and a high power broker enter high stakes negotiations after the criminal's brilliant heist spirals into a hostage situation. Like I said, directed by Spike Lee, written by Russell Gertz, and stars Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster. Who else is in this film? William Dafoe. What's my man's name? Chiwetel Ejiofor. Ejiofor, I think that's how you say his name. He's from 12 Years a Slave.
Doctor
one of my
Strange.
favorite roles. Yes, one of my favorite roles he ever played was in Four Brothers. It's like the drug dealer villain guy.
Oh, he so was. He so was in
like,
there.
Wow. You got a bunch of people in this film that you've probably seen in a lot of Spike Lee's past films, because that's what he do. That's what he did.
His girlfriend, Denzel Washington's girlfriend, is Aunt Viv.
I was like, look at
that. Dang, she looked familiar.
Aunt Viv.
I was like, she looks so familiar. And then I went on there because it was eating me up inside. And I was like, wow.
As soon as I seen her, I was like, look at new on TV. Look at, I love when someone like has a leading role. These, you see them something in these days, and then you go back and watch something. Oh, you be like, look at them. They've been working for a minute.
Yeah. That mostly happens when I watch House.
You go back and watch all that shit. You be like,
oh my God. I ain't know Melissa McCarthy was on House.
Melissa McCarthy.
It'd be the most random people. Like, I don't think she was ever on House, but I felt like the last time I was watching House, it was somebody random like that. And I was just like, they was on House?
They was on House.
Some of everybody been on House. Some of everybody almost died on House.
Oh, straight up.
Like kids, adult actors, people who still working till this day. They've been laying in that damn hospital bed while House.
It kind of reminds me of stupid.
Well, Law and Order.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm about to say. Like you didn't catch about everybody on that show, like everybody.
Very true.
Very true. But yes, Inside Man, like I said, gives you very thriller, crime, drama, vibes. It's your standard bank heist film. But what you come to find out is that it's deeper than rap. It's a couple things in here that's happening in this movie that, what do they call it in magic? Like the sleight of the hand, where, there are things that are happening that make you feel like, what is really going on? And then obviously, like, initially you hear Inside Man. I mean, from the moment I ever heard about the title, I was like, okay, so who's not like who they say they are? Who's in on the job? When you hear Inside Man and you think about bank robbery or thievery or anything, you think that there's somebody inside that has something to do with this. So, like when you first watch it, you're like very like, who, what, huh? Are you in on this? Are you a bad guy? Are you a bad girl? Like what, who is what and what is what? And it's a lot. If this is your first time watching this movie, like I said in my caption, it took me for a doozy the first time I watched it. Like I definitely had to like rewind and be like, okay. Yeah.
But so like I will say, watching it the second time, it didn't, it's movies that have those big reveals, like those type of movies, like Ocean's 12, stuff like that. That shit only work once.
Yeah,
like it's not impressive the second time around. If you coming back, it's because you enjoy something else.
No, completely. What I was going to speak to is that what I think with when you think about Ocean 12, Ocean 11, the whole Ocean series, or anything like a Italian Job, you realize that you you pick up on things that you never picked up on before. You realize why they did the things that they do. Like, I think it just all kind of makes sense, you know. And this time around, this is definitely more than my second time watching it. I was like really just disappointed in the cops. Like, I just was like really.
Oh yeah, it was bad, wasn't it?
Like,
it was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you know,
it was bad.
The whole like, we have the mic and we're listening to them. Like, nobody talks like that long. And then you only hear one voice, so just one person is continuously speaking like that. It just was.
But not only that, like the racial injustice, the ease of just like racial slurs,
that's Spike for you.
But I mean, I guess it's disappointing because it's still happening to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, those were some very incompetent cops. But I think that was the point of the whole beginning of it, because he wasn't all that competent himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He let $140,000 walk away on a bust. He did. I mean, it seemed as if that department was a little shaky anyway.
Right. And I'm realizing that too. You know, you have to remember about, although like it wasn't written by Spike, unlike a lot of his other films that would have pieces of this, he still find a way to I noticed he still found a way to like interject some of those things like into it to show like, hey, NYPD sometimes is like, most times it's trash as hell, you know. But I like the way Spike did this in terms of, I really appreciate the way that he found a way to do something that was familiar to a genre of people, you know, in terms of like bank heist thriller, but still, you know, get in his, you know, his shot, you know, the classic shot, you know, the style that he used for the interviews, you know, like that dark saturated color, you know, the music. So those are the things that I really appreciated, though, on the like stylistic, technical, the way that it was executed. But yeah, it was a couple things in the story that was just like, what does this have to do with anything?
Like, I didn't, you know what, I didn't, well, I kind of didn't get it until the end, but like, it was just the real big thing that was kind of like the thing for me was when he came to see Jodie Foster and the mayor at the dinner at the end, and he said whatever he said to them, and then it was kind of just like, haha, movie over now. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yeah. So what actually happened? Or nothing happened?
No, it was just it was a lot of build up for not the best of a payoff. Like, just like you said, it was maybe one of the first, like, you see something the first time, you're like, oh, but when you it just didn't hit. It just, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't, I don't know, yeah, but I mean, I guess, because what is that, you remember when he hung that thing up on the wall at the end when he got home before he found the diamond in his pocket?
He
hung up like a plaque or something that said something with his name.
Oh, yeah, got first grade detective.
So, okay, theoretically, let's say he said, I ain't gonna put y'all in jail, but y'all gonna give me the detective thing. Like, because, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what happened to the owner of the bank. We don't know what happened to Jodie Foster and the mayor. But does it not even matter, because he got what he wanted in the end? So he finally just said, forget it, I'm gonna bury the case. Because I feel like the reason why he was chosen is because people didn't think he was competent to get them. I feel like it was an underlay for the overplay even bigger than what we were shown. Because why did his police chief tell him they did it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would he tell him to dead something like that?
Especially when you initially gave him and his partner the job, you were like, this is a chance for you to like get back on the scene and kind of redeem yourself for the big fuck up that you had. So like, here you go. Like, let's fix all our problems. Here's another chance. And then to, yes, at the end to be like, what we realize is if you ever watch the first 48 and like the real work is like, to be perfectly honest, it is in those first 48 hours is very important, but like the real work is the after, because you've talked to all the people, everything has happened. A lot of people aren't really ready for whatever has happened, but it's that week later, that 2 weeks later, about who still cares about this, you know? And I think that that's where everybody else was just like, leave it alone. Like, y'all do realize that whoever, just like the cop said, whoever did this is up there with their face in the pavement. Like,
right.
and
Like they got away with it.
And they got away with it. And y'all are just going to be like, cool. Like,
yeah, even if they didn't really kill nobody, even if they didn't steal no money, even if they didn't do any of the things that they did, they still kidnapped people. They still beat up that man. That's assault.
Yep.
They still made them people dress. That's sexual harassment. You know what I'm saying? They still
have to be some type of a law where
kidnapping.
The kidnapping, like even just like faking something of that.
Yeah, that's a crime.
Like, and then you're still lying. Somebody's
assaulting
lying.
a police officer.
Assaulting a police officer, like running around with a fake gun. Like, you can't do stuff like that. You can't run up in businesses and do stuff like that. That's
because I mean, like, if they can do it, everybody can do. But you know, one thing I did say, I don't understand why more people not robbing the banks right now.
Wow.
I don't understand why more people are not robbing banks right now.
Or we aren't just hearing about it. You know, that could be a thing too. But
yeah, that's true too.
I don't know. Like, that's a good point, because that's a place where you can just run up in there, get what you want, check the
but right now you can, and you don't have to wear a mask. Because I mean, if you don't leave out of the inner city, you don't realize that most banks don't have those metal doors that keep you locked in. Yeah, you can go right in there and rob the place.
Right, I was wearing a mask, and I had on all black, and I had my hoodie up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like,
all you needed was some sunglasses.
Oh my god, all I needed was some sunglasses, and somebody
and some gloves.
I was I had on gloves. Black gloves. I had on all black. No, I had on all black, and I had on green pants. Probably the only thing that made me not look like a really bad person was that I had on egg yolk, sunny side up pink, socks. I mean, but criminals have been dumber and done things and like, but I was just gonna go pick up some food in the burbs, and I was like, man, I need to be careful, because I don't want nobody thinking I'm about to snatch purses, rob anybody, do anything, hurt anyone. Like, I'm not here for that, because I have on a mask. It's so easy, and I got my hood up, and I got on gloves. I'm giving off like I'll take from you vibes.
Right. It's just surprising, because I thought that we would have heard a lot more about people robbing banks when the pandemic was like, when masks were required, because they really can't see your face. Like how he was in this movie, that thing up there, the sunglasses, the hat. I'm just like,
you see that? You can see that every day. You can see
that. And a painter's uniform.
Come on now. So like, this film, it starts off with Clive Owen, who's just like the most likable bad guy ever. Like, first of all, also just giving me Sin City vibes. Just a great narrator. He has an amazing voice, and he's just somebody where it's hard to root against him.
Like, it's hard. In Sin City.
Is this? Huh?
I forgot he was in Sin City.
Yes, he's one of my favorite stories in Sin City, and so it's just like, yeah, I really like Clive Owen as an actor, and as kind of like that the bad good guy, like, or the good bad guy. I don't know what to say. He just has
like a bad guy, good guy.
Yeah. Just like a lot of like
a good bad guy with morals.
Yes, there we go. And so we open up with him being like, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing, and like I'm robbing a bank, one of the most brilliant ideas ever. I don't like to repeat myself. Like, okay, I didn't even ask you, like, but it's hard to, we don't know where he is unless he's in a prison cell. Like, is he in jail? Like, well, okay, you telling us your story, okay, cool, and like I said, we start off with your very like standard, bank robbery where the people pull up, they have on the painter gear, they come in, they do all the things, get the cameras out of order, and then it's just like, boom, we are in a bank robbery in a Manhattan bank downtown, and they're taking hostage of these people. And then, like I said, we're introduced, like we were mentioning earlier, we're introduced to Denzel's character, Detective Keith, something like that. Where Brumman, we realize that he trying to stay out of trouble, but he also a broke boy. So we like, well, no, we're entered into this very personal conversation that's happening at work. Like, his girl is a cop, he's a cop, and he's a detective, and she's she's like and they are nasty.
They are. They
were being nasty on the clock.
Well, he was like, let me get my gun off before I get my gun off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he said you can beat the tower and the twins. Like, I
was like, Jesus, what is so bad? And she was like, I love that. What she say? I love that stick or something. I was like, Jesus.
Jeez, have y'all been on 2 different shifts? Like
y'all ain't seen each other in months. And I thought it was his wife the whole time. Come find out it's his girlfriend.
Just his girl, because that's how we found out he a broke boy, because it's not that he don't want to marry her, and it's not that he can't afford a ring. He like, this detective shit ain't hitting. I'm already chained to the desk because I messed up this last little gig. Like, I can't, the last case, I can't, I can't mess up. So then him and his partner are given this great opportunity to like redeem themselves and go in and like, here's the details, here's what's happening. Hey, you guys, go down there and fix it. And so we're seeing like something that you don't really see very often with at least for me, when I watch any bank robbery, is like somebody with a damn plan. It's not your set it off where things go wrong and they try to go in there as quick as possible. It's not, dog day afternoon where you're like, damn, y'all fucked up, bro. It's like, oh wow, y'all really got a plan. Y'all really had this figured out. Y'all collecting cell phones. Y'all like, give me your keys. You're putting a fear into them. You're like really.
Other than Baby Driver.
Yes, Baby Driver has that vibe. Like, definitely, like, y'all got this figured out. And I've noticed.
Oh, and that other movie with I'm sorry, with
no, you're good. You're just thinking of all the movies now.
Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling, where he was robbing banks in a small town on a dirt bike with Ryan with that other man in it. That other man, what's that man's name? Who got the pointy nose? Bradley Cooper, and he a cop, but he a crooked cop. The movie is good, and I don't remember the name of it.
I never seen that. Radio Willis Styles in the building.
What up, GFT?
No, I've never seen.
I don't know. I figured out the name of that movie.
It sounds good, but look,
wasn't Drive a robbery movie too?
I believe it was. Or something like he was a getaway driver or something like that, right?
Wasn't he? Oh, can't remember.
I feel like I've seen that movie like once halfway through, but I cannot remember exactly what it was about. But yeah, I feel like with most robbery movies, it's either a great plan, like a Ocean's 11, where it's like meticulous, tricks the viewer, like just down to the T, and or it's the set it off, They trying to go in, smash and grab, like get the money real quick and get out, like, which I've never understood with robbing a bank. Like, how you think you just gonna take 20 G's and just be done? Like,
I mean, that's not enough money.
It's
It's
not enough
called
money.
The Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh.
I went and saw it in the movie theater by myself a long time ago. It came out in 2012.
Oh, okay. Now, take it back a little bit. Take it back a little bit.
That's when Ryan Gosling met Eva Mendes.
That makes a lot of sense. 2012. That was a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. That was just, I had to figure it out then.
No, you know what? Bank heist movies or robbery movies are like one of my low key favorite type of thrillers. So I'm totally okay with a little tangent, like going into like some of the good ones and maybe some of the bad ones, because some people just can't get it right. Like,
I mean, I feel like eventually the more you do it, everybody gonna get caught. I mean, Baby Driver, Place Beyond the Pines, he ended up getting caught. All of them, because they don't ever see they in this movie, they didn't go for money because money runs out. They went for diamonds. If I'm gonna rob a bank and I check the bank and it's only $100,000 in the bank and I got to split it with 5 people, where does that leave us? Robbing another bank?
Robbing another bank?
That's why in the Panic Room, they weren't stealing money. They were stealing bonds.
Yes. Things that last. And to put on top of that, they stole like also a like a backup plan of like how I can continue to get money from you. Like, I will let go of your little secret if you don't, when I come a knocking and I'm like, you better pay over. It shouldn't be no words in exchange. It should be only money, because I know your little secret. And unless you want me to let that go, I advise that you let go of that paper. And so we see that they have a plan. They separate the employees and collect everything. And like I said, like put their foot down very early, like let y'all know that, because that's the thing about robberies like that and hostage situations. You have to know the people need to be scared of you, that they will die and they'll be killed or they'll be hurt at any moment if they don't follow your directions. Because people will hold on to their phones, they will hold on to their keys, they will try to be heroes, they will try to save the day if they think that they have an opportunity. And they made it very clear from the beginning, like, don't F around. And so that's what I liked about
it. Was a part of the movie where the guy, like you said, was trying to be a hero. He acted like where your cell phone? I left it at home. First of all, sir, you left it at home.
You left it at home.
You left your cell phone at home.
You left your cell.
I did say, I used to leave my cell phone at home too. Yeah. When cell phones first came out. Yeah. Maybe. But no, sir. So he said he was going to kill him.
Chance.
Right.
He did.
He said he was going to kill him. Then he said anybody who doing whatever. But what confused me is he didn't. He took him in the room and he beat him to death. And I kept saying, well, why didn't he just shoot him if he was going to kill him? And then when I found out the guns was fake, I was like, oh.
That's why.
He never had any intentions on shooting him.
Never.
Because it didn't make sense to me.
No. And that was the huge tug of war the whole time of, it's funny. I just watched Dark Knight last night, because that's like just one of my favorite movies just to like watch for as a pastime. And the story with that was Batman or Bruce Wayne is constantly trying to figure out like, what is Joker's motive? What is his reason? I'm trying to figure out what he wants. And Alfred has to break it down to him like, some people just want to see the world burn. Yeah.
Chaos, Batman. Wrong movie, but yes.
Yeah. No, but for real, like It's certain villains that just like to see the world burn. So some of them don't have necessarily like clear motives. And even if they do want something like money, maybe they don't want it and do it in the way that you would anticipate. And so that's why I felt like the bank robbers, Clive Owen and his crew always had a one up on him because they were always like like just around the corner from like, yeah, you just don't get it, man.
They actually had a damn one up on them because they was listening to them.
Literally. Like, so it was so wild to me because they were playing catch up the whole time. Like, yes, just playing catch up. Like, you got Denzel's character trying to like figure this out. William Dafoe's he's very interesting how like I thought he was going to be very disruptive and like
just very like, okay, whatever. Cool. The most he argued about was that damn riddle. That part was so funny.
It was so funny
because especially like how they kept talking about it after like the scene like was changing to another scene, and it's like, because because that's what I meant, but because it wasn't right. Like the last thing you just
the first stop is like. Are we arguing about train stops? Like,
he was like, because it can't be a train stop. And then all of a sudden you just hear Willem Dafoe like, yeah, but that's what I meant. But I see what, and then it just cut out to the next.
Like, that was the most energy you see from William, most defiance, or like just being like, you know, like that's the most you had seen from him until the moment of being like, go, go, go. You know?
I feel like they impromptu that though, like because of the way it just kind of just went for so long after he was walking out and the scene was changing and they still going back and forth about it.
Bruh. So like, okay, so once they get all of the they have all of the hostages out of their clothes, getting naked, putting on the painter stuff. Are you starting to catch the drift of like, okay, I see what they doing here? Like, they're trying to make this kind of hard and mixing the bank robbers in with the, you know, like, cause man, when what's the game, 3-card Monty type vibe? Like, when they start doing that, I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even realize that the first person that was talking shit and got pulled out, that it took me a second to realize, oh shit, he's part of that whole like situation.
And the girl who had the big boobs in the thing was the girl, because I didn't realize. I was looking at IMDb, so I got a better look at her.
Yeah, I said,
oh, she's talking to him in the interrogation room right now.
You're talking to her right now. The old foreign man. Like, I didn't realize that until this time.
The rabbi dude.
So funny. Yeah, they show him at the end, but it took me this time to realize, like, oh shit, he was in on it too. I thought it was just the two young guys. Yep, I thought it was just the two young guys, the girl and him. I didn't realize that it was 4 of them. I was like, oh shit.
But and it's funny because the rabbi was, you know, like hearing aids and like, you know what I'm saying?
It was absolutely dope the way that they really did that. So like obviously they reveal everything, right? But then they have them doing this very like other thing in this room, right? That just, again, this is the first movie I ever seen that with a bank heist that they weren't in. I mean, a lot of movies don't spend a lot of time in the safe, but not once did they go in the safe and take any money. Not even once did they ever take any money, put them in bags. They never even had bags. Like, they walked in there just as painters with a dolly of boxes, and that was freaking awe. I was so confused why they were in that back office looking room. I remember the first time I watched it, I just was like, what is the point? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, are y'all, is it something else? Okay, is the bank got something else in it that
I always thought it was like they was gonna go out through like a tunnel in the. I'm sorry, Pepper is. Yeah. I'm like, what is you,
what are you
Pepper?
Doing,
what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with the baby?
What's going on? Oh Lord.
Oh, Pep. Yeah, I thought they were trying to tunnel themselves. Like, was it for getaway? Was it like, like I was confused if it was like a getaway or was they trying to connect to like, did they know something we didn't know? Like, they don't want money. They want something else that's in this bank.
Right. But I could never figure it out. And then when the end happened, I was like, oh, so he was just in. They made the room bigger.
And it made sense because when they made that one hole, the guy said, "Now that's a good shit hole," and I'm like, "I duh, a motherfucking duh." So now we start like now it's happening. We have our hostages. You know, Frazier knows about it. Denzel's character, him and his partner are down there. The police department's down there. You know, it's all happening. Now we're slowly getting introduced to other people like Jodie Foster and Miss Arthur Case, who is the bank owner. He owns the bank, and we find out that he has a very important deposit box that he does not want anything to be stolen from. And it's funny because you're like, okay, I get it. It's your bank. You know, obviously they're there to steal things, but to instantly go get help from somebody, it makes me feel like, did he know that that's something that somebody would always come after, the information and the what's in that box? Like,
definitely, because somebody been threatening him for a long time about it.
That
I thought he was a serial killer, though.
For real, like, you great.
Like, do you keep your serial killer trophies in your safety deposit box?
When we see how little it was, you like, he couldn't be. What the hell is this? But
Dexter kept blood. The things that you put the blood on when you look in the microscope. Yeah, so I mean,
weird.
You could keep teeth. You could keep nails. You could keep
That's what I was
lots of hair.
So boxes.
Joe kept underwear. I mean, so you could keep
so true. That is
small
so
things
true.
as trophies.
You
could take pens. I mean, okay, I'm going in another.
You're just going into
here we go.
Thing.
Going down another rabbit hole.
Well, I think that's also shows like how this movie kind of takes from familiar places that we all know, and that not only, you know, very much like a Ocean's 11, we aren't the people that are being stolen from, the people that are a part of the robbery, the things that they do and do not know. Along with the viewer, we're being tricked as well, and I think we're being pulled along too, where it's like, what is he hiding? Is it secrets, like government secrets? Is it, you know, because I mean, when you hear about documents, that's the first thing you start to think about: government secrets, children.
I thought there was pictures of dead bodies.
Identity. That never crossed my mind. That never crossed my mind.
I don't know why it always goes there for me.
Girl. What was I watching now? I was watching something and I was like, they about to die. I was watching Free Guy. Free Guy. And when at the end when he had the axe, I was like, oh shit, he like, oh, in real life. I'm like, she about to die. She better run. Run, girl, run.
Run.
Nothing like that.
Run, Villanelle. Run, Villanelle. Right. I mean, Jodie Comer. I mean, because you know she the one from Killing Eve.
Oh man, for real.
She plays the assassin.
Oh man.
Vienel,
Okay.
Oksana.
I said last week I was gonna get into it. I really have to watch. I really, really have to watch.
It's
But
only 8 episodes a season.
I know, that's why I'm like, I know I can finish that like that. Like I could get season done tonight.
Yeah, I'm almost done. Again.
Again. So yeah, we have this the bank founder or owner hiding this secret. He's hiding this secret. And he hires Jodie Foster's character, Ms. White, to kind of help him protect this what he got going on in his box, because it sounds like somebody gonna come after it, and it's documents that he had some things to do with the Holocaust and dealing with Nazis and like getting plugged up with them and getting bread with them. Like it's just like some real like messed up, like what you worked with the Nazis? Like like how disgusting, like, but he did. And
but I think he Jewish too.
Yes, which was also a huge like jacked up thing. It's just kind of like when you
because
think
I was like, it's a lot of Jewish people that use this bank. There's a lot of them that was in there. It was Jewish.
Yeah. And so we're continuing. So at this point, they've already been bugged. The like they've sent this mysterious item to them, and it has this writing on it, and they're trying to decipher it and figure it out. But you know how cops are. They eventually move on. They like, that didn't bring nothing to us, but we gonna keep it here. And but what they didn't realize, it in the midst of themselves being bugged, they were trying to bug them. They were being duped the whole entire time, given this very like, it was a communist speech or some speech from an Albanian like president, like and the way they find it is just, they literally use the people, the citizens, like, yo, anybody, this sound familiar?
Pretty much.
This sound familiar? Somebody like, yeah, I know what that is. I know what that is. Like, I don't know what they're saying, but I know what it is, because ex-wife used to speak in her and her family. I hate that bitch, but you gotta call that bitch up and, and get her here, because we need to know what they're saying. And that was one of the like moments where I was like, y'all are really stupid. Like, you know, when people are having a conversation, even if it's another language, you can tell. Like, you hear,
you could tell that was a recording.
You could tell that was a recording, that continuous like, it's like,
and it sounded old as hell.
And it sounded old as hell, very crackly, very like,
very on a very much so on a PA system.
Yes, giving me very much
very much so Charlie Brown. Very much so Principal Skinner.
Yeah. Totally. And at this point, you don't know who to root for. And this is where that likability starts to come in with Clive's character, where you're like, I hope you get away with this, dog. I really do, because everything you're doing, the way you're switching your people in and out and placing them in to make them, be one of the hostages. So now nobody like knows what the robbers look like, but I do know what that one person looked like that was talking hella shit, that got pulled out and put into another room. And then what you find out is they back there doing this secret, they creating the secret lair for him to stay in over time when everything goes down. You're like, damn, bro, you really got this figured out. You got them bugged. You tricked their bug. Like, you got them running around like chickens with their heads cut off, getting you airplanes and buses when you have no aspirations of ever leaving. Like, like, just like he said, everybody's seen Dog Day Afternoon. You're not gonna get the plane. You're not gonna.
And like, even if you do, it's a setup.
It's a complete setup. It's not gonna happen. So at the same time, we're starting to find out that once we find out this information about the bank owner, we're like, oh, that's what he's really there for. But he kind of even tricks us then, because Clive's character only takes the documents out. He just leaves these bags, which, just like you said, diamonds. You just knew ASAP diamonds. It's a Cartier box and a bunch of little satin bags. Come on, man. Yes, you're right. It's either hair clippings or fingers or it's goddamn diamonds.
Exactly.
It could only be one of the two. And so you're just really wondering, when is like Fraser gonna figure it out? And so we start to see him, like, Denzel's character kind of be like, you know what? I'm gonna go up in there, since they already, I feel like they know our moves. I don't know how they know our moves, because they haven't figured out the bug just yet. I'm gonna run up in there and I'm gonna see some things. Did you think that was stupid on his behalf?
Yes, I did. I did think it was stupid.
What?
I mean, I guess he gotta do that, but
yeah,
I
say, like, what makes, because I feel like that happens in all bank heist movies, where the person, just like the lead detective or lead cop, is like, I'm gonna go in unarmed and try to like scan the place and check.
Have I seen that done before though? That's what I'm trying to think about.
I feel like
trying to think, have I seen that done?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Because usually it's too volatile for you to go in there.
Are you right? That if they do, they come up to the door with like, let me come up to the door.
Or they only go into a certain point and they only dealing with the person that they
walk. He really did give that man a whole tour.
But my whole thing is, I don't know if I really liked Clive Davis' character, but I definitely never had a doubt that he wasn't gonna make it out. The plan was fail-proof. As long as his team kept their mouth shut, there's no way that they could have caught them.
No,
as long as they could play their role, they weren't gonna get caught. Because how could they? Everybody was wearing the same thing. A process elimination. You got to say, well, shit. If we can't get nobody to give us the answer, we can't hold people. We can't find our fingerprints. We can't do nothing. I wouldn't have told him to dump it like the what you call it did, the captain, but it definitely wouldn't have been a closed case. It would have had to been remain an open case until we can figure out who did it.
We can really figure out who did it, like, continuously. So, like, and I thought that was interesting that they led us on with that very early. I thought it was very interesting that, I mean, you don't get it. Maybe by like the maybe third interview, you're like, oh my God, I don't think they must get away with this, because they're interviewing all these people to be like, so what you know?
They really don't know who did it.
They really have no idea who did it. So damn, this man really got away with it, because he continuously gloats about, I'm gonna walk out the front door when I'm good and ready. I'm just gonna walk out the door. I'll just walk out. I'm good. Like, I'm not really tripping about the shit that y'all on. Like, I'm a figure this
right
out. This, as I feel like, what keeps me interested is that, as I preface this with, is that it's Spike. This is very out of his usual realm of a film he would do. So it was like interesting to see how he executed. But once you take away, like, let's take away the Spike stuff. Let's take away, even Denzel. When we just get down to the core of the story, like, by this point, by this point where we're like, police are constantly being duped.
Why is Jodie Foster even in the movie?
How does she have all this pool? She also has went in there and spoke to the head robbery.
I just think her character was pointless. Like, what was the point? What was the point of any of that?
I didn't even understand why she would be called from him to be like, I didn't understand,
because how can she do anything?
I did not I understood that she had a lot of pull, that she knew people in high places and she had relationships, but I didn't understand how she was really going. I didn't get that. I guess like that's the only thing I didn't understand, is that she had a lot of.
But I guess maybe the
relationships.
point, now that you're talking about it, is it don't matter how much you got. If somebody know what you got, you can't buy them off as easily as you would be able to somebody else. The issue wasn't that she didn't have the pool. She had the pool to get in there,
Right.
but she didn't know what she was walking into, so she didn't know how to prepare for it. With that being said, she didn't know that the man knew all about what she was hired to do. So at that point, if he don't want to give it to you, what can she do? It's a fucking crime scene. So at that point, it was kind of like, okay, so y'all now let us know that Clive Davis's character is not here for money. So the whole her whole purpose of introducing us to her was the fact that he can't be bought. So we needed to add a whole nother character in the movie and bring her down to a crime scene illegally to show that Denzel Washington's character wasn't above board, to make us question his integrity, to make us think he stole $140,000, to make me think that he was probably in on it, to then only find out that Clive Davis can't be bought.
Girl, you keep calling this man Clive Davis.
What's his name? Clive Owens.
Yeah.
Clive Davis is my dog. I'm gonna let her say it one more time and then my dog. My dog. Dog. Dog.
That's so funny. I'm gonna let her say it one more time and then I'm gonna correct her. I should have let you call him Clive Davis the whole time. People like, Clive Davis in this
movie? No. It's just got my Clives
got your Clives mixed up.
Got my Clives
crossed. It's only a few of them.
Got my Clives crossed.
But no, you make a really good point that it's wild that, I figured that out without him. Without her, like without bringing her character in, like we knew that this man wasn't motivated by money. Like, he mentions it in the beginning, like, other than a little bit of financial gain. Yeah, of course. Like, that's why you rob a bank, but it's more than that. It's more than that for me, and like I said, you take away the Spike thing, you take away the all-star cast, you take away like kind of like I love the bit of the messaging in it all about the whole kind of like, I'm not in it just for the money, kind of like what I said about Dark Knight, the villains that aren't in it just to kill, they're just mad people. Or criminals who are just like not in it just to steal and cheat. They in it for something else. I did like that portion, but in terms of like giving us a movie that cohesively, a story that cohesively like went together and made sense, and just like, again, that payoff in the end, it's just like, I don't know if I'm like completely sold on it in the terms of like, I'll watch this again and again and again,
I just think the movie was a little bit too kind of all over the place. So like, watch it again and again. Like, it's a great movie, especially if you've never seen it. Because when I watched it, what made it great for me is that I didn't realize that Spike Lee directed it. And I think for him, when you have a distinct style, and like Tim Burton, Quentin Tarantino, Spike Lee, Robert Rodriguez, directors that people know because they have a distinct style. Even Zack Snyder and Michael Bay, all of these directors have a distinct style, a distinct way of doing things. So when you watch their movies, if you're watching Tim Burton, it's going to be grayish, bluish hues, and you watch Quentin Tarantino, it's gonna be this long talking scene in the beginning, and a lot of white people using the N-word, and you know what I'm saying?
You just know.
Everybody had Michael Bay is gonna be huge explosions and huge accent, right? And lens flare,
lens flare.
And Zack Snyder is just gonna be super artistic, but super like, I'm super here and present in this beautiful artistic style of cinematography and
Mm-hmm.
directing, but I still want to make an action film,
Yep.
but not an art film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like every one of them have a distinct style. But what really made this movie good for me and why I was so impressed with it now that I'm reviewing it, it was because I didn't know Spike Lee directed the movie until I didn't even know when they did his, signature style of
The Dolly Show.
cinematography. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dolly Show. uh I just thought, oh, they copied off Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
Because
mean,
it's
because
only
they do it
one.
with Sam Raimi all the time. They do it with his stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that his moving camera work all the time. Because I mean, he invented that style of filmmaking for horror movies. So I mean, it wasn't a thing for me to think that that's not something that they did. So when I found out that Spike Lee did actually direct the movie, I was just like, wow, good for him.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yes.
Because when you get stuck in your own style, when you're a writer, director, editor, cinematographer, you make money off that shit and you get famous off that shit, you get stuck in your own style. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Because I get paid to do this my way. So I want you to know I did it. So yes, I'm gonna do it in this style. I think it's even more pure when a director who is known for their style can make a movie and I can feel them there, but they're not what's the main focus of the film.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's plenty of movies that you watch that are made by these directors and you don't come for the movie, you come for the directing, you come because you
Yep.
like their style, even
Yep.
if the movie is not good.
Yep. Straight up.
But
Straight up.
that
And
makes me think of another good point. Sorry,
no,
but I
go
just want to
ahead.
get
Keep
this out
going.
before.
Keep going.
That's why TV shows are so beautiful, because a season of 8 episodes can be directed by so many different people, and you'll watch them not thinking about who directed them. And then sometimes you'll be sitting there, like I was watching the last episode of Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, this style seems familiar, to me. And I was like, but whatever, I'm just gonna watch it because it was giving me like Once Upon a Time in Mexico vibe and Spy Kids vibes. And then I was like, oh, Robert Rodriguez directed this, but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't here. It's a TV show.
Yep.
So even though we know all TV shows usually in a season are directed by different directors,
Yep.
for you as a director to make an episode or of a show be cohesive with the rest of the show, but we can see your distinct style in it, like that speaks to your work as a whole, you know?
Yeah, no, completely. I think you made a lot of great points, and it is definitely the thing that kept me in those moments, like them arguing over the little small funny parts, the conversations, and how, like, I believe that Spike just really always finds a way to encapsulate New York from the way that the people he cast them. They have very authentic, not forced, those New York accents where, like, they sound so New York, they sound Boston. Like, you're just like, damn, like, where are you from? Like, it's a real thick. You can tell that these people, they're not putting this on. This is not for funsies. Like, this is not acting skill. This is actually them. And so it's stuff like that you really enjoy. But it was parts of that where I was like, damn, like, even though Spike didn't write it, I think he did the best he could to give the story the visual stuff that it needed. It was sometimes where there were scenes where you're like, what was the point of that? Like, I am oddly drawn to that scene of them in the one time that they're in the safe with the money. You have Clive Owen's character with a young boy who playing a video game that is like, GTA type vibes, but very more hood oriented, where it's, all about getting, and it's remind me of that scene in Belly of the young boy when Nas is talking to the young boy, and he's just like so beyond his years in a way, but still very immature, because it's like, damn, I wish you didn't think that this was the way of life. I wish that you understood that, like, you're 8.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you are going to play games, you shouldn't be playing these damn games.
Right.
And
Exactly.
even Clive says, like, his character says, like, I need to talk to your dad about this game you're playing, even though he's robbing a bank and has a gun in his hand. Like,
exactly.
You're like,
because like what the hell is good?
Yeah,
but
like,
that game was like pretty bad.
It was bad.
That
Oh, it was bad.
That was really
That
bad.
game was bad. That game was bad. And it did feel a little like a bit of like a lecture. Like, we shouldn't be playing games like this. You know?
I mean, like, I'm like, but it don't be like that. Like
I know. Like, it's not that.
It don't even be like that. That's what I was saying. Like, it don't even
like
be like that.
They don't.
Half the people you be shooting in GTA is not black.
They don't even.
I'm just saying that is not a good defense. I'm just
really
saying
wasn't. It really wasn't.
You don't even really be in the hood,
right? Especially you trying to make trouble, or you trying. I'm not make trouble, but you trying to like say something. But at the same time, bro, you're robbing a bank.
Get the game right, first of all. That's what I was saying. Like,
right?
Get the game right. GTA. It's not even GTA. It's PPA. I don't know what this is. Like, I get it, guys. Though I get your commentary.
I get it. So at this point, now things like finally, Fraser is Denzel's character is figuring. I mean, I'm sorry, Denzel's. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? That's how you really say Denzel's name. It's
what?
Denzel.
Well, you know, it's Cynthia.
I know you're talking about
Arrivo. It's not Cynthia Erivo.
Arrivo?
Yes, she was on some show that Anthony Mackie hosts talking about who lying or whatever. I don't know the name of it. And he was like, Cynthia Erivo is here. Because it is ERIVO.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's not Erivo, it's Arrivo.
Arrivo.
Or did he just say it wrong? But why did he say it wrong? She was sitting right there.
Man.
And the show ain't live.
Right. So it's like, no, that must be her name. Because she ain't say shit.
Yeah, because I'm like, would she have they would not have put this 9 live show out with her name being said wrong.
But Denzel been riding with Denzel. But he said his name is
Denzel. When did he say that?
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like a British guy. He's on this like pink set. He always have everybody
that guy.
on it.
Yeah.
And and it's a
What Happens Live.
Not What Happens Live. Not Andy.
That's his show. Oh, whatever. I know what you're talking about.
I'll find it. But yes, his name is Denzel. I was like, and I've seen that a while ago, but it's resurfaced and everybody's like tripping over about it. But like, yes, that man's name is Denzel.
Okay.
Denzel's finally catching wind of all this. They got the mic down. But at this point, this is where we see William Dafoe's character being like, hey man, they done killed somebody because you don't
his name is Willem.
Willem. I'm sorry. Yes, Willem. Yes. What's about the name? Willem Dafoe. He like, I'm done. We running up in there. You showed it right, Willem. We running up in there. Period. Like, sorry, Denzel. He like, no, they got us bugged. Don't go in there. But thank God Clive picked up and was like, oh, we just got to send everybody out because they have no defense, because come to find out their guns are props. They didn't choose violence. Not near one of them.
Not really.
Only when they punched my mans. But other than that, that was just like to incite that fear, even though he did say he was going to kill them. But we find out it's because them guns was fake. They ain't had no bullies. They ain't had no bullies.
No.
They started shooting those poor hostages with the rubber bullets when they was coming out and putting them into the ground and just not giving a damn about none of them.
It was so bad.
Oh, it was so bad. You got the black man saying, I am a security guard. I work here. I work at the bank. I work. You got the Sikh man being told that he was Arab, even though that happened earlier, and just like having his turban taken off his head.
That was after 9/11. It was still during the height of fear.
Yep. It was. I mean, when he came out, they were like, "Is that a bomb? Oh my god!" I was like, "Yeah." You know,
I'm sorry.
But they really did react. They really did. Like, we'll just shoot you in the head. The bomb still be ticking, but you're dead. Like, damn.
And we still gonna blow up.
We still gonna blow up, but at least you'll be dead because you got bomb.
Because you're the problem, not the bomb.
Man, right? Y'all bomb toting people. What's wrong with y'all?
Oh Lord.
But the police roll up in there, and it's clear. The bank is clear. There's no one there. There's nobody left. They have cleared this whole place out. They find out the guns were props. They find out that the execution was a fake. Like,
it was a ruse.
The
money is still there.
Big ruse. The money's still there. It's just like,
and they don't, and the safety deposit boxes they took the shit from don't even exist.
Doesn't even exist. They know nothing. They know nothing about this, because if anything, now that I'm thinking in retrospect, shit, Jodie Foster character was more of a distraction from that. Like, maybe Denzel's character Frazier could have figured that out, but he could have never figured it out because baby girl was trying to hide it and go out her way to hide it, and her and Arthur was trying to hide it so well that they took away any opportunity at the police that could actually help them. You know, even though it was
that's true though. That's true though, because if he said, "Well, they stole my diamonds," they stole my diamonds.
So I have a special safety deposit in there. Like, I think, like,
but see, that's illegal. He would have been going to jail too.
And that's
just because it's your bank don't mean you can do what you want to do.
This is true, because it was off of the record. And so, you know, just like you said, you know, they're continuing on with the interviews. You're seeing, we know who the robbers are. We know who the bad guys are. We know who the good guys are. They're just, they got to drop the case. And, you know, you are like, well, I guess the movie's over. Like,
but you could see some of the people, like the Steves, laying on the ground.
All the Steves, yeah.
You could see them laying on the ground. And you was like, oh, my God. They are just... My goodness.
And it was never you're trying to look back at the, you know, I'm trying to go through my memory and
they never broke character.
What was the time they never broke character. You are so right about that. The team stay on point and always do what they're gonna do. That's perfect, because they call each other Steve. They really don't. Anytime they talk, it's in a loud voice. Like, you can't really recognize a voice when it's always being spoken.
But see, I think they could, and that's why Clive Davis wasn't one of the people laying on the floor.
That's why he
wasn't. Because if he would have been interrogated, Denzel Washington would have figured out who he was.
Completely. He had spoke to him too much. You know, he played up the little accent in the beginning, and, you know, again, ruse until you can't ruse no more. But once the jig was up, it was like, cool, you know, I could just start talking in my regular voice. And so, yeah, we finally get to the end where we find out, like, you know, we're finding out that war crimes from Arthur and the bank owner, and, you know, what it's going to take for him to keep this a secret, because this man can keep blackmailing him and come, like, well, not like he's not blackmailing him to be perfect. Well, is he?
No,
he just kind of said, like, I'll come around when I come
he
around.
Was like, basically, like, look, I know what you're here for. I know what you want. I'm not giving it to you. And if y'all try to now, basically what he was saying, if you take this back to this dude and he say he trying to take me down, I'm gonna use this against him.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
But if you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you.
Yep.
But in the intro, They done got away with a crime, and the real criminal is now being investigated because Denzel can't let it go, because he also trying to figure out why everybody telling him to let it go.
Yeah.
Oh, because now that I'm thinking about it, Arthur probably told the chief of police to tell them to let it go.
Yep. Which is why suddenly the money was, like that other case was suddenly so solved, like, oh, like, and I love that part where he's like, was it in my bank account? Was it found in my house in the ham or whatever? He's just like putting out stuff like, well, then no, I don't know. I don't care about where the money was found.
Because he knew the money didn't come from where it was supposed to come from.
Period.
It came from them.
Yep,
and that's why the case got closed, because he wanted it closed. Because what chief of police want a damn case closed? Usually it's on some bad boy shit. Fuck what they talking about. They come in there and be like, we're in charge now. Or they be like, we're in charge. And you be like, not anymore, you're not. And then you like, we're gonna keep doing it on the side. Y'all go in there and y'all go in there and y'all go in there and y'all get it together. But this man talking about, nah, I did that, bro. Like, really? But Denzel Washington kept going because he didn't believe the truth, and he
and also he had that nudge from them to follow the ring, like that's how it kind of kept him in it, like this ain't over, like I gotta keep going, and that's what made it even more interesting, like that was a part where it was like, I did read something that said that they were thinking about doing a part 2, which I wonder how that would have worked out in Inside Man Part 2 and how that story would have continued. But I wonder if
I think that him and Clive Owens would have teamed up.
That would have been dope.
And it would have been like Ocean's 13, Ocean's 11. I mean, Ocean's 12.
All the Oceans.
Wait, because Ocean's 11 was when they took down Fine Man at the casino. From Godfather 3.
Yep.
Then Ocean's 12 was when they worked together with him to take somebody else down, right?
Correct.
And then Ocean's 13 was when Julia Roberts played Julia Roberts.
Oh my God.
I almost got kicked out of the movie.
Laughing at that?
Yes.
It was so funny.
it was so hilarious. It was so funny. Oh my God.
When she's in the hotel room with
man, like
he's like talking about the kids and like trying to call up and be like, the kids left something at your house. I'm gonna call your house and talk to your nanny so she can pack it up. And then Julia Roberts,
did she pick up the phone?
She's like, bro, and then she's tripping because she's like, bro, it's Bruce, right?
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, Bruce Willis. Yeah, I don't know why I just blanked like that. Like, Bruce, right? Yeah. And she just like fangirl on over him. And he's like, Julia, like, why are you acting like
it was just so funny. Like,
and it was also the build up to that moment of being like, well, because I absolutely love,
because you didn't know until you knew, and when you found out, when they said who she was about to be, I literally laughed in the movie like, like I was a fool, like no holds barred, don't hold it in. Like,
that's
stupid, bro. Like,
stupid. I swear, that's probably one of my favorite, like other than the original, that's probably one of my favorites. Like,
yes, because it's so funny.
That's
like,
when they steal the egg, right?
Yes, that's like that part alone killed me. Like, I died. Like, I was crying.
It's so good. It's so good.
But them movies be funny because Ocean's 8 was funny too.
You know what? I'm so mad at myself. I still haven't watched that fully through. What I've watched, I absolutely enjoyed. I have not. I don't know why I don't know. I think I turned it on at a wrong time. I was like, I gotta come back and finish it, and I just never did. I'm gonna have to finish that movie.
Well, I watched it.
Yes. Hey, maybe that could be one for our Women's Month.
I didn't even put that on the list, but I didn't.
You thought I did. Yeah, you put some interesting movies, and I'm like excited to see. But yeah, this is wow. I love it. Goes with the theme of why we think this movie is so cool, and what we really enjoy the most of it is like seeing Spike take on a bank heist movie, and incorporate his style and the things that his techniques. And
but not only that, be inspired by like movies like Dog Day Afternoon. Like it was very much so. Very much even from how the bank setup was, from coming to the door, the way the doors were, the way it was like that little entrance and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot.
I feel like that was a bank from that.
No, totally. It's a lot of things to enjoy about that movie. For real. It's a lot of things to enjoy about Inside Man. As long as you're not being too critical, which is like, we're just not those people, because it's a movie. Like this is for entertainment. And I laughed, and I had times of like being on the edge of my seat and then I had times where I was like, I think I know what's going on. I had times where I debated who I should cheer for and who I should go for. And then when you end the movie the way that they did, right? You got Frazier, Denzel's character, pulling up. You got Clive's character finally leaving. Will they pass each other? Yes, indeed they will. They're going to pass one another.
And I think that's the part of the movie that just blew my mind the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
And me wondering if he put a diamond in his pocket.
And because it's like he bumped the shit out of him. Like, because you'd think in a situation like that, you don't want, just like you said, if he heard him say any more than enough words,
because he did say sorry.
He did say sorry. If he said sorry, man, I didn't mean to bump it. That would have been
freeze.
Freeze.
Like in all the other movies like that.
Freeze.
He would have said freeze.
Like he would have been out the door. Freeze. But that bump, you just like, oh, you thought he was gonna try to slide back. Let's make you think like what?
Cocky bastard.
Like he just had to bump the shit out of him.
Like, don't he stank? Because they was talking about how
that's what they comment that they made. It was like, I'm putting the window down because he been in there for a week. Living behind a wall for a week.
But it's so crazy to me. Because I was like, that should still be an active crime scene, but not if they killed it.
Yeah. That's what, and when he was walking up the stairs, because I'm like, he's also in an area of the bank that feels like employee only. And when he was walking up the stairs, I did notice that it was a woman coming down the stairs, and she was looking at him like, where the hell you coming? Where you look like you're coming from the airport? Where are you coming from? It just shows you how people will not question you sometimes.
My name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
Period. Some people will just stay. Just some people will be
It
like,
was the day and age before the Karens. It was
for real,
before the Karens.
Right. Peculiar activity, but minding my own business.
Right. Like
I'm not sure why all those black folk are over there on that park area, but with smoke coming up and is that music I hear? This looks peculiar, but I won't call anyone. That's none of my business. I'll stay on my way. Oh man, but dude, and then like, so
I mean, also would have been if they didn't close the case and they said they were still on the run, because then she probably would have said something. Versus, let me keep my eyes open because I know this bank just got robbed. Let me get my little deposit and go.
In my head, I was thinking like, damn, how was he so quiet? Like, I've been back there snoring and shit. Like somebody in there getting pencils. Like, am I hearing snoring? I'm like, that nigga was quiet, hella quiet. Man, okay, here's my question though. You're Denzel. You're Detective Frazier. What makes you laugh it off? Like, what makes you find the diamond in your pocket? It all clicks. What makes you laugh it off and not being like, that's, I mean, he did say that son of a bitch. I think he said something of that nature, but like, what makes you not be infuriated? Like, I want to get him, you know?
He gave you a diamond, first of all. Who in they right mind gonna be mad that somebody gave them a diamond just because they a thief?
Damn. Period.
The case is closed.
Yeah.
Your dues are paid.
Yep.
You understanding now why he did what he did in the first place, because it was bigger than the money. You got a promotion, and you either gonna have the head of the bank and a fixer and the mayor in your back pocket, or you gonna take them down and be one of the best first detectives ever. And you about to be able to marry your girlfriend.
Period.
What you mad for? Now you just got to figure out how to get this down. This being found out. That's all. You got to take a trip to Mexico.
That's all you got to do now, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you
got to find. But I'm sure he knows somebody. I'm sure he know a diamond person that'll do it for him.
He got to.
It's with no like trim it down, do it, break it down so they can pay themselves and then fix, do a ring for her.
Straight up. That's what I watched last night too. Uncut Gems.
Oh God, that stressful ass movie.
It's so stressful.
Jesus.
It's so stressful.
That movie is too stressful. So like I was on speed the whole time I was watching the movie, and I ain't never even been on speed. I just felt like it was always just like pow, 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 and then pow for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh.
Yeah, it really happens. You just like,
oh my God. I was just like, oh my God. But that nigga didn't like him.
He didn't. He was pissed and he was burning up in that look.
And then he shot his damn brother too. And robbed the store.
Damn.
Killed them both.
Oh. Man, oh man, such a good movie. Uncut Gems.
And he beat up The Weeknd, and I don't like The Weeknd, so that made me happy.
And he beat up The Weeknd. That was so funny to me. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Like, and he beat up The Weeknd, and I'm Chris. It was like the fact that they let him be The Weeknd. Like, they wasn't like, let's let him be somebody else. He was like, let's make him The Weeknd.
So stupid.
Oh man!
And wasn't Kevin Durant in there too?
Yeah, Kevin Garnett.
Oh shit! I knew it was a Kevin.
Yeah, you had.
Who is tall?
Right.
But they was in Boston, right? And Kevin Garnett played for them at that time, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean they were in New York.
I feel like I was. As soon as I said it, I was like, no, he bought that ring from the store, and it was Boston Celtics ring.
Yeah,
I'm mixing this all up, like. Oh, the championship ring. Man. That was the ring he had on.
Ring. Yes. Oh my God, that movie. It just makes me never want to gamble. Take a chance. Like movies like this, it just makes me want to be an upstanding citizen.
Like, I mean, but damn, just because you gambled don't mean you have to be all like that.
I know.
That man had a whole ass successful business and was still in debt like that.
And that's the thing. These are the extremes. Like that's what you learn about people in these films, from the Oceans, where they make it fun and lighthearted and make stealing seem cool, like to a movie like this where you're like, damn, like, is it okay? And like even the good guy was like, hell yeah, I'll take the diamond. Like, I don't owe shit to nobody, goddammit.
I mean,
Like,
it's no different than when we see those videos like man buys chair from Goodwill. Was going to reupholster chair and found $100,000 and returned it to the owner. And we say, they stupid as hell. That was actually yours. And a lot of people don't realize, like, you bought the chair, so whatever's in the chair is yours.
It belongs to you.
Whether it was a rat or it was the money.
It is yours.
It's yours now.
And or you get a chair from the Goodwill and come to find out it's this amazing piece of, like, it has historical value, or it's
Texas
like
Roadshow.
Yeah, exactly. Or you come to find out it's like 50 G's, you know. Yeah, you go to a vintage place, or you go to a garage sale, you buy something for $1, like, they let it go. If you wanted to give me this camera from the 1950s and come to find out it's worth $100,000, and I'm sorry, like,
and I bought it from you for $1.
It's mine now.
I'm not giving it back to you. Be like, oh my God, did you know your camera was worth $100,000? Here you go.
Did you know this was one of one?
Be blessed and have your $100,000. No, trust. Let me buy me something from a Goodwill, and I open it and it's a money in there. You ain't getting it back because you weren't even thinking about it.
I'm not returning it.
You might not even know it exists. It might be like
that's
TV
the whole
and soul
point.
food.
That's what I'm thinking. For real. The whole damn time. Y'all won't let that man out. Well, that man don't want to come out of his room, but he's sitting on that guap.
Mm-hmm. He had all the money.
He had all the bread.
He like, y'all, I'm so tired of y'all out here talking about money. Here's the damn money right here.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good one. Yo, it was a lot of good quotes in this film, from funny to like serious. It was hard, like, it was a couple of them, like the blood on the streets. You know, the opening was like really good to me. Like, I really like that. But I think it was one in particular that Clive says that I really enjoyed. And it was, fact is, all lies, all evil deeds, they stink. You can cover them up for a while, but they don't go away. And I guess like that kind of encapsulated like everybody had something that they were hanging on to, whether it or had an evil deed that they were either just beginning. When you think about Jodie Foster's character, where she just gonna keep collecting all these checks to keep covering this up for this man and being the conduit for, I guess, like, to let him know, like, your secret's safe, your secret's not safe. Like,
that's what she did. She was basically the evil. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that Kerry Washington's character on Scandal was an angel.
Mm-hmm. I
mean, because she a fixers fix
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
if you murder a prostitute in your room while you high on opiates, a fixer is called to clean up the murder and pay off the people who are related to that person. They are not good people. That's what she does.
Yeah, you are so correct. That's exactly what that, I mean, and even when you think about Frasier, like, he's been roughing it this whole time, being a good guy, doing the right thing. He didn't steal that money. He wasn't being a bad person, but a diamond gets dropped, I'm gonna take it.
Right. Now, do that make him a bad person?
Now, does that make him a bad person? Not exactly.
I mean, like, yes and no.
Yes and no.
Even if I took it, like I said, you got to find somebody to break it down. If you find $100,000 in a chair, you just can't go put that in your bank account.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got to start thinking like a person who's invading taxes. You got to move different. You got to figure out, well, maybe I'll just pay a bill with this every month. So are you going to even be able to do what you want to do with this money because you're not willing to take the full risk, because it is a step between good guy and bad guy, because you hiding something.
It definitely is. And you know, and I guess that's why I asked that, because, you know, could this be the start? You know, like he already has the reputation, it gets cleared up, you know, as much as he'd probably really like to really figure this out. It's like, damn, you know, I got the promotion, I got my shit cleared out. Like, do I continue on? And so it's just, yeah, the fact is that lies,
but that's the test,
and they're evil and they're not good. And so,
but that's the test, because I think Clive Owen's character gave him that diamond for that reason. Because are you gonna marry your girlfriend with this? Are you gonna take it to that dude that owe you a favor from being a cop all these years and have him break it down for you, and you and give you money for it, and then you keep doing bad things? Now you creating
because
worse relationships with other people.
he could just put it in a, you know, just get it set in an actual band,
and that be that.
And that be that.
But what is he gonna do? Is he gonna do that, or is he gonna do something else? Is he gonna do that and say, "Nah, I'm itching for that money, and I'm going to be the guy that steals the money, and I'm going to be that guy"? And I mean, it's sad to say that a thief himself has a moral ground to test somebody else's moral fortitude or whatever. But I feel like that's what he was doing.
It's just kind of reflected of that scene with him and that young boy, where it's like, as innocent as that boy was, he had done nothing wrong. He just chilling on a stack of money. I mean, shit, that boy is playing a game that's all about getting your paper up. You know what I'm saying?
All around money, and never thought to say, let me put some of this money in my pocket for my dad. Because what could happen? We not getting caught. They're not getting caught. And I'm a kid. I'm not doing the crime.
I'm not doing the crime.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd have took some of that money. Me personally, Siobhan. I would have.
Oh, it would be hard.
I would have.
Pimp. And so it is, you know, that quote really was like, damn, you know, that really it hit, where, just like you said, it's wild that the person who is in fact seems like the worst deed of, you know, evil deeder of them all, evil doer of them all, is actually the one setting the moral ground for like
all of the characters.
All of the
characters.
For all of the characters, for all the Steves, the cops, the bank owner himself, like blood money. Literally have blood money. Like there's blood on that money. Yeah,
I a lot of money.
Yes, it truly is. And I truly enjoyed that movie, and I would put it up there with the Oceans. And, you know, as critical I can be sometimes on the story a little bit, it's like you got to find the things that really make it what it is, that say this story matters to me because of the way that they keep pushing this part. And I think that's what I enjoyed the most. I do like that moral ground, like the thief themselves pushing the moral ground on everybody else. I really like that. I like that narrative. That's dope, and you don't see that a lot, you know, because you are usually trying to figure out why are they do this, you know? Like usually it is greed and it's money, and they're just like bad people. But that wasn't the case with this. He didn't kill anybody, you know. He minimally hurt someone, like equivalent to like.
And sometimes I wonder if that man was in on it.
Yo, because he works for the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And he easily could have been in on it. They could have got him in on it a week out from it. You know, who knows? Like, look, we just need you to get punched in the face a couple times and be silly. Oh my God, the gold digger ringtone, dog.
Yeah, I was like, really?
And then you got the nerve to have your ringtone up. I can't do it. I
was like, what is that? And I was like, I know that. What's that man from?
Dog.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
That's
right. Right.
I was just like, okay, y'all.
She missed everything. Sorry, Stacy. We hey, all our people, you know what you can do. You can watch on YouTube later. For all our people who watching us on YouTube in the future, what up, though? Thanks for coming by. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all so much. Any final thoughts on Inside Man ending off our Black History Month?
It was a great Black History Month.
I agreed. We all on we definitely love, we want to continue to push a narrative that, we celebrate our heritage and our ancestors and our culture every day. I wake up being Black, so I feel like I'm always celebrating myself and my people. But we thought it would be fun to do this and do Black directors and
what we gonna do next year?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, what should we do next year? Like, maybe we should do like documentaries, or maybe we should do all female Black directors, or all independent Black creators or something like that. I don't know. Like
Black horror film.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we should do that. I'm with that. You know me.
You're gonna have to watch Candyman. If it was available, it would have been on the list for next month.
I know it would have, because a Black woman directed that.
But one of her movies is on the list.
Which one is that?
Little somethings.
Let
me see what it is.
Yeah. So y'all, we doing women's history.
Little Woods. Tessa
Little
Thompson
Woods,
is in it. Because what's her lady's name that directed that? The Candyman?
DaCosta?
Nia
DaCosta?
Yes. She directed this movie as well.
Yep.
Little Woods.
So yeah, per usual, y'all. 24/7, 365 Black history over here. But just to end off the month, this has been a lot of fun. It really has been a lot of fun. And so, we're doing women's history next month. So we're doing women directed and like just women
biopics.
Like biopics and movies about women of all kind. And so we will have the schedule up. It'll be on our Instagram. So with that said, you can follow me at Latoya Coates on the IG and Point of View Finder. As always, get your 10 pages a day over at Books We Should Have Read. What else? Drink your water, eat your veggies and your fruits, and go watch In a Sentimental Mood on Tubi. That was one of our movies that we also watched. So also check out the review on YouTube. Chevy, tell the people where they can find you and what you up to.
You can find me at S the Superstar on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me here on Thursdays with Toya. And then on Wednesdays with Stacy playing video games. We beat a game last night. Yeah, we had fought a lot of monsters. By the end of it, I was very
drained.
What's the word? Despondent.
Oh. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, so guys, whatever, like come follow me and stuff and tell me things about stuff. Yeah, that was very vague. And yes, thank you guys so much for being here. Next month we will do women's movies in a month, and
for the ladies,
for uses. Well, okay, I'm not even gonna go there.
Right?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Self-identifying. We is not about to get ourselves canceled. I'm not doing it.
Not for.
Right.
I'm not even going.
It's
time to go. It's time to go. It's
clips.
Time to go. It's time to go. Mouth keep wanting to open. Shut up. God damn you. All right, we're going.
Bye.
Bye.